What is up, guys? It is your boy Smurfy making a video for the Combo King YouTube channel. Just wanted to kind of go over. Sorry about the actually. Let's rewind it back. Sorry about the late upload on this. I know we have. I completely blanked on the next major, so I'm recording this the night before the matches start on Thursday for winners round one. So we're gonna kind of go over it briefly. Nothing crazy. Just kind of do our projections, um, things like that, basically. So we have. I was trying to watch most matches to kind of catch up on the ones I've done in the past. So I have a pretty good idea of how I feel about teams. It's not a complete feel, but it's the best we got. So we're gonna go in order. So I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about winners. I'm baffled that LA Gorillas is in this at all. Like, this is actually just honestly insane to me. That's my team. I'm proud of them, but that's obviously the last seed. So here I'm very sure that we're gonna lose to FaZe here. 3-0. The slaying for the Gorillas is just so wildly inconsistent. They have two good pieces in Estriel and Diamond Con. I'm just not confident in Assault and Fame to be consistent enough slaying to keep up with FaZe. They're just the best slaying team, and if you can't keep up with their slaying, you're just never gonna win. That's the problem. So I'm guessing it'll be a 3-0 here. It could be 3-1 possibly, because I know sometimes FaZe, the Gorillas does have a good chemistry overall, so that could be an advantage for them going into hard points. Maybe S&D, but more likely than not, the only one they're going to probably win would be Control, because it does have that S&D aspect to it, but it has a lot more strategy, a lot more about map control. I just think they're overall a little bit better at that than FaZe is generally. So moving forward, they're going to move into round two. Then we have the rematch versus Heretics versus Optic. Heretics 3-0'd Optic, and it was bad. And I don't think it's going to be any better for Optic. Heretics knows how to play as a team. They are good. I think its Journey was really impressive in that match. Vic Vol is always nice. I forget the other two players on their team, but they have a good roster, and I don't think this Optic team knows how to play with each other yet. And that's the problem with Optic. They always get the best players, but they never know how to play with each other. And this will ultimately be their downfall against Heretics, which they know how to play and they can keep up with their slaying. But they have a strong chemistry, and their communications from based on the map play is better than Optics, and from what I've heard from Optics, sound and listen-ins. So yeah, it'll be Heretics and FaZe here. Toronto Ultra versus Surge. Now I will say Surge is one of my dark horse candidates, because if you catch Illy and Hugh on the right day, this team could be disgusting. It could be stupidly good, but they're just it's always up and down. So I don't imagine with the matches recently that they'll be good this event, but keep an eye out. They could be an upset potential here for some teams, but I don't think it'll be this game, because I have Ultra winning it all this year. I have this major. That's my spoiler alert, but Toronto Ultra's winning the finals. They just look so good. I mean, from a chemistry perspective, their rotations on hardpoint, their slaying, the ability for their comms to be clean, but also stress urgency. They have great energy, chemistry. They fit they know their roles. You can clearly see in their play. There's no hesitation. There's no greedy play going on here. It's a full team effort every single time, and it's honestly insane. If you're a scrap hater, I hate to break it to you, they're gonna win this finals, and you're gonna hear them talk. I respect it, because you talk shit and then you back it up. I mean, what can someone say? So yeah, Surge doesn't have a chance here. I think even no matter who wins this one, whoever plays Ultra here it's just not gonna win. I'm sorry, they're just not gonna win here. The best chance would be FaZe here, but just because of the fact that, again, what I was talking about earlier, the chemistry, they lack the nuance of map knowledge and game knowledge compared to Toronto Ultra. So I think that's gonna be the factor here. They'll probably end up beating Heretics. I just think this is just a better team. But it'll be a close game, though. It'll be a close game. It'll be a 3-2. This will be probably a 3-1, if that. 3-0 more likely. Subliners Rocker, solid squad. Nothing crazy. I forget, I will say, by the way, The rookies, amazing. Every single rookie is Lynn's nasty. Gwen, nasty. Snoopy, nasty. Journey, nasty. No, sorry. Purge, nasty. Journey, nasty. Abuse on Surge, disgusting. Disgusting. The rookies this year are for real. They're 100% like the future of the sport, of the esport. I'm really excited about it. This should be a really exciting matchup anyway, regardless. Just by the way, just FYI. Back on track here. Spellbinder versus Rocker. Spellbinders, I think, are my second best. I would rank as the second best team. I don't think it's particularly close. I think this is 1A right here, 1B. I think Ultra is slightly better at map knowledge and game knowledge, and like just overall like that level of play where like the talent and like the communication, the chemistry, the map knowledge, game knowledge is all there. Spellbinders is really close in my opinion, but then when they played, Ultra had them down pat. I mean, obviously Spellbinders got the best of them for Worlds. Ultra has a chip on their shoulder, and they're playing him. They're playing here, right? But I just don't think it'll be a close matchup. But ultimately, I think Ultra's gonna win it overall because they did get throttled last time, so I don't think they'll get throttled again. But it will be close. But they're winning this winners bracket. Rocker have a good squad. They're just not like great. Their team, I would probably say, is honestly one that you probably ride with and see if they can figure it out for another major or two. But we'll see. Surge kind of the same way. You ride and see. Optic needs changes, in my opinion. Probably Shotzi, maybe Kenny, one of the two. I feel like Dashi and Pred are the two you should focus on keeping. But that's just my opinion. If they prove me wrong, go for it. I do Optic to do well. I'm a big fan of them. I want them to do well. Gorillas, honestly, they need to change one of either Assault or Fame because they need consistent slang. I think the chemistry's there, but the slang is just not there consistently. So one of them needs to change. But that's just the winners bracket. So let's move to the losers bracket now. So you'll probably have. I'm so sorry. It is. I have to go right for the gym, and it's 12:30. So you have the Thieves versus. I think it's gonna be whoever loses this game. This will be a close game. The Thieves have a roster on paper to me that is better than Gorillas, but they have not played like it. It kind of comes to the fact that Joe Deceives and Afro just aren't always just doing what they need to do. Cammy's disgusting, and I think Ghostie's been really solid this year. But they need one of those two guys to step up this event. They need one of them to step up consistently. That's the issue. That is the theme of this video. It is consistency. You gotta be consistent. You can't go up and down here. It's a map 3. It's a best of 5. You can't go up and down and expect to win every match. If you're against a team that's consistent versus a team that has up and downs, I guarantee you pretty much like 8 out of 10 of the times, that consistent team is going to win in a best of 5. It's just going to happen because you just can't expect those up and downs to continue this for a whole map, for a whole series, for multiple series together. So, yeah, that's the point. I think this will be a close game. I'm leaning towards Gorillas right now because I think they've had some more impressive games than the Thieves. But Cammy, he had I forget what match I was watching. It was against the Royal Ravens. He was virtuoso in that map. So I am excited to see this. I will be really excited for this one. If it's TBD technically. But it will be probably Gorillas and Thieves. If somehow they pull this out, I will be baffled. I will be... You know what? I'm actually going to shave my head off. There's no... not my head off, but my hair off my head. I have a little fro. So... I would look awful. Like a slightly light-skinned neck and mole rat. Anyway, let's move on. So you're playing whoever here is here. I honestly, at the point where I'm gonna lose track, I mean, I could probably do these pick'ems and it'll fill it for me, but we're just gonna kind of just go based off this. So we're just gonna, at this point, we're just gonna go through and think who's gonna make it past the losers, who won't further in. Legion's a solid team, but I do think, unfortunately, they're probably playing Optic off the rip like that, and I just don't think an Optic that loses against Heretics here. Really, any of these two are gonna lose to Legion, even though Legion's I think is a solid roster, one that should stay together after the major, no matter how they finish. But I want to, it's just not gonna work right now for them. So yeah. Then you have Breach versus probably gonna be Surge. This will be a disgusting game. Every time, like games I've seen, at least the early on match that they played, it was such a close game. This will be one of my favorite games to watch. I'm hands down watching the Surge versus Breach rematch. It's must-see TV. Period. Plus period. Plus period. Plus period. Plus period. Snoopy versus Hugh Capsule. Versus Illy. I mean, what are we doing here? That's primetime TV. That's pay-per-view. That is UFC 300 level material right there. FYI. I don't watch UFC like that, but I do watch it a little bit. Just a little bit. Then we're moving on. Subliners versus... Oh, sorry, not Subliners. Rocker is probably going to be playing against Ravens here. Or Ravens, I don't know. I don't know what to think of them, honestly. I went to this video thinking they need to make a bunch of changes. They need to get rid of Clay, but honestly, I just don't see... it's hard to gauge Clay's value at times, and I feel like he's pivotal, and Gwen's is nasty. TJ Haley's had up and down games. I think they replaced GodRx with... maybe it was Rocker. I may be getting him flipped, honestly. Yeah, I think I'm flipping him, but either way, that's the point. This is going to be a close game, regardless. Ravens have played a lot of their matches recently really close. I'm actually going to pick the Ravens here to beat the Rocker, so they'll probably not play them. If they play Subliner somehow, they're going to get smoked. But from there forward, they will do well. Now, if I'm picking somebody out of the losers that's going to make it to the next couple rounds, make it a deep run, I'm probably picking Optic. Because again, I know I've talked a lot of shit and telling them that they need to make changes. Ultimately, this team is way too talented to lose to these teams down here. I think the only team they could potentially lose to would be Surge, the winner of this game right here. Because I think these guys have the talent to compete with Optic, but also they have some strong chemistry, cohesion, and just overall competence when they're playing. Obviously, the Breach haven't been playing as well as what you would think, especially they started the season off. So I'd be curious to see if that changes, but ultimately, I think Optic will make the big, deep run until they run into one of either Heretics, FaZe. Yeah, Heretics and FaZe, basically. Will be the ones I'm probably saying they're going to probably run into one of those two. More likely it'll be Heretics. The winner of whoever this match is. But yeah, but ultimately the winner is going to be Ultra this weekend. So it's just gonna have to. You just can't tell me and watch the Ultra play that, especially the last couple matches they played, and they just steamrolled everybody. I mean, like, what are we doing here? I mean, I didn't watch every match. It might be a match I missed that they didn't play well, but any one of the ones I've watched from Ultra, they just look so competent and so confident in what they're doing for this game, and they have a strong knowledge of what each person's doing for each map in each game type. For each situation, it's really nice. It's fluid. I always love this too. They make minimal changes. They don't do a huge overhaul, but they changed out initially they changed out Cammy for Insight. I mean not Insight, for Hixie, and then they switched off Hixie for Envoy. It has always been a good move. I feel bad for Hixie and King because those guys are really good players, but ultimately I think the move to Envoy has been really beneficial for Ultra. Maybe it would have been a big difference for them last year. So he does a lot of I think he did a lot of matches I watched. He did a lot of the hill time. He didn't have crazy slaying matches I watched, but he was solid. He didn't you're not looking at, for example, Fame over here, who goes who goes 0.5 in hard point. He gets 10 kills and 26 deaths. He's not doing that. So it's this roster is just too nice right now, and I just don't see anybody else here closely competing with them. Maybe you catch Soulbinders on the right day. They have the biggest chance. Maybe FaZe, just because they are a 3-time champion or whatever the hell they are. So we'll see, but that's Ultra all the way right now. I'm not a big Ultra fan, but I do acknowledge they know ball. They know ball, so we'll see if my predictions are correct here. If not, you can flame me in the comments and call me out. Tell me what y'all think about this. I can definitely, if y'all want, I can go into more detail about each team, especially after Major 1. I'll have a better idea of what teams should be doing, I think. A lot of these teams, though, I kind of want to just say, hey, wait and let it sit. I'm a proponent of letting a team sit and kind of get to know each other a bit more, because they don't play enough matches before these majors sometimes to really get an idea of how good they are, and they do scrims and stuff like that. But to me, that doesn't test it until you actually get into the actual the energy and the high stakes that these matches and majors provide. So I'm adamant that most of these teams shouldn't make changes, but we can definitely cover that in another video. Just comment, anything y'all want. If we can cover a specific team, if you want me to look at I think some of the solutions will be in challengers for some of these teams, because the rookies, again, are disgusting this year, and I think that might be the wave. That might be the wave. So that's it for this video. Like, comment, again, and subscribe if y'all like the CDL content. We did have a lot of love on the last one, so I do want to say thank y'all for that. I need to be better and maybe do more CDL videos. So if you guys want me to do more of that, maybe just go match by match even, I can definitely do that. Again, make your suggestions below. It's been your boy Smurfy, and I'll see you.